BMC elections will be held on 15th of January 2026 and all political parties are gearing up for the elections. This will be a crucial test, especially for Shiv Sena UBT, who was in power in the BMC for the last 25 years at a stretch, and also for the BJP, who along with Shiv Sena was in power for the last 20 years. But in the last 5 to 7 years, that is from 2017, the BJP has grown in Mumbai and is a force to reckon with. So in this video, we will talk about how Mumbai has changed in so many decades, from pre-independence to the 90s to 2010s, and how the demographics of Mumbai will play a crucial role in this election. Hello and welcome. I am Purva Chitnis, Assistant Editor with The Print. In the 1956 CID movie, which is a Gurudutt classic, there was an iconic song called "ऐ दिल है मुश्किल जीना यहाँ ज़रा हटके ज़रा बचके ये है बॉम्बे मेरी जान." That song was a lyrical ode to Mumbai and the Mumbai city of 1950s. But in the last 7 decades, Mumbai has changed not just in terms of its buildings and landscape, but it has also changed in terms of its demographics. Mumbai has always been a cosmopolitan city with so many different people living here, speaking different languages. Marathi, Hindi, Urdu, Gujarati. It was never a city where one language was spoken. However, Marathi-speaking population were always the largest population which was in Mumbai. If we talk about the census of Mumbai, in 2001, the Marathi-speaking population were at 39%. The Hindi-speaking population were at 16%. Urdu-speaking population were at 15%. Gujaratis were 11%. But if we talk about 2011, the last census which was conducted, the Marathi-speaking population stood at 35.9%, Hindi-speaking at 22%, Urdu at 13%, and Gujaratis at 11%. In 1951, the Marathi-speaking population was at 45%. So you see how the Marathi-speaking population has gone down in the number of years, but we will come to that in some time. Now first, let's talk about how Mumbai was founded and what was Mumbai's predominant industries that were in Mumbai in the pre-independence period. Mumbai city was founded 365 years ago. There were different islands which were then reclaimed, and it was given the shape of Mumbai city about 365 years ago. But in the last 150 years, that's when in the industrial period, Mumbai actually changed. At that time, different people were living in Mumbai, which were Marathi-speaking population, Gujaratis, Jains, Parsis, Konkani Muslims. There were different types of people that were living in Mumbai. As I mentioned, in the last 150 years, the industrialization took place in Mumbai and there were textile mills which started mushrooming in the city. In the 1920s, however, it was a peak time when textile manufacturing was at peak in Mumbai. In 1947, when India got independence and it was decided that states would be formed based on languages, Mumbai saw huge protests. There was a movement that was founded called Sanyukta Maharashtra movement, which said that Mumbai city should come to Maharashtra based on the languages. That was a very emotional protest. People from across political lines, from the communists, social reformists, socialists, they all came together to make sure that Mumbai stays with Maharashtra. And in that Sanyukta Maharashtra movement, one of the leading figures was Prabodhankar Thackeray, who was the father of Bal Thackeray. We'll come to that a little while later. In 1960s, when finally Mumbai was given to Maharashtra, Mumbai was the capital of Maharashtra. At that time, there was the issue of employment that was generated. There were a lot of Marathi Manus, the sons of soil, who were not getting employment in the city, and people of other languages were getting employment in the city. And that is when, in 1966, a young man called Bal Thackeray, whose father Prabodhankar Thackeray was an instrumental figure in the Sanyukta Maharashtra movement, Bal Thackeray founded a political outfit called Shiv Sena. he spoke about the Marathi Manus. He took up their issues. He spoke about how the Marathi Manus should be getting jobs and employment opportunities in Mumbai. His fight was at that time with the communists. Shiv Sena was not really a big political party in the 1970s. However, in the 1980s, that's when Shiv Sena started growing. But another change took place in the 1980s. 1980s is when the textile mills started shutting down. In the 1960s and 70s, when textile mills were booming in the city, at that time, the people who were working in these textile mills were the blue-collar Marathi-speaking population. Although these mills were owned by the non-Marathi-speaking people, but the workers who were working in these mills were Marathi-speaking population. There were a lot of protests which used to take place regularly by these workers, and that protest slowly started going down in the 1980s. In the 1980s, the textile mills also started shutting down. As I mentioned earlier, 80s was the time when Shiv Sena was also growing and it became a political force in the city. However, by the 1980s, Bal Thackeray decided that he cannot function only based on one issue, that is the linguistic issue and the Marathi Manus. And so he switched gear to Hindutva politics as well. And that's when the BJP started joining Shiv Sena, and Shiv Sena and BJP became a force in the city. As these textile mills started shutting down, their land was being used by the non-Marathi speaking population, and they were converted into malls and other types of businesses. In the 1980s, that's when the neoliberal economy kicked in and the manufacturing of Mumbai started going down. Many manufacturing units started shutting down, and Mumbai started becoming a service-oriented sector. Many people, many Marathi-speaking people started becoming jobless, and they were either employed in these service sectors or they started leaving the city to go and settle in the outskirts of the city because Mumbai had started by then becoming unaffordable. As the economy also opened up and Mumbai started converting itself into a financial and service sector, many people got job opportunities. Many people who were professional in these sectors, the service and the financial sector, they started coming to Mumbai from different parts of the country. And that's when the Marathi-speaking population, that number started going down, whereas the Hindi-speaking population number started going up. In the pre-independence period, when Mumbai was dominated by Konkani Muslims as well, their number also started going down, and it was the Hindi-speaking Muslims who started coming into the city. As these people started pouring into the city, they came with a different set of ideologies, different set of political culture, and they could not associate themselves truly with the Sons of Soil cause. And that's how also Shiv Sena started slowly changing and catering to these other speaking population as well. In the 1988, that's when Shiv Sena took out its mouthpiece called Samna, and in the 1990s, Shiv Sena also took out its Hindi version, the Samna, which was a Marathi daily, which was founded by Bal Thackeray in the 1980s, that is 1988. In 1990s, Bal Thackeray came out with Dopaher Ka Samna, which catered to the Hindi-speaking population. In 1997, that's when Shiv Sena and BJP came to power in the BMC, and from there, for the next 25 years, Shiv Sena ruled BMC in one way. As city was changing, Bal Thackeray and his Shiv Sena also understood that they cannot only speak about Marathi, they have to cater to other population as well who were coming into the city. And Dopaher Ka Samna was just one such initiatives. In the 1997, when they came to power once again, first time Shiv Sena came to power in BMC was in 1980s, but from 1997 until 2022, Shiv Sena remained in BMC for 25 years at a stretch. As city started changing and many different people started coming into the city, they started working here and they cared about the job opportunities in the city, and they were not even the voters in the city. and many of the Marathi-speaking population, as the city became unaffordable to them, started moving out, which also impacted the voter turnout in the BMC polls. If we look at the BMC polls of 2017, the voter turnout was just about 55%. But Mumbai's voter turnout apathy continued even in Lok Sabha and in the assembly elections. In 2024 Lok Sabha elections, Mumbai's voter turnout was only 52%, and in the assembly election that same year, the voter turnout was only 50%. Especially this was true in the rich and affluent areas of Kulaba, Walkeshwar, Malabar Hill, where the voter turnout has always been in the low 40s and 50s. However, the higher voter turnout was in the suburbs of Borivali, Vileparle, Mahim, Mulund, which has a mix of Marathi-speaking, Gujarati-speaking, as well as the Muslims. So all these demographics that I'm telling you, this is important because it will help us understand how the city has been voting, how it will impact even in the current elections. So if we just talk about the in these number of years, especially post 90s, when Shiv Sena and BJP was in the BMC, it had a peculiar trend. That is the time when Shiv Sena was growing and it hit its peak, but BJP was also growing in the city slowly and steadily. In 2012, when Bal Thackeray died, that's when, and in 2014, when Narendra Modi came to power in the country, and in the state, Devendra Fadnavis became the chief minister, BJP had started becoming a force to reckon with. This was the time when BJP was growing tremendously and BJP was recognized in the city as well. Earlier times in the 1960s, when Bal Thackeray had founded Shiv Sena, as I mentioned earlier, he spoke about the Marathi Manus issue. There was Lokadhikar Samiti that he established, which gave jobs to the Marathi Manus, and that is why somehow the Marathi Manus, the old generation Marathi Manus, was connected with the Shiv Sena. But as the city changed in the 90s and early 2000s, when different people with different political thoughts and ideologies and culture started coming into the city, they cared about how the infrastructure is also going to provide, what the city will be providing them. And that is when, and that is the point that BJP understood very well. BJP, led by Devendra Fadnavis, also worked towards different metro lines, coastal road, Atal Setu, airports, and different kind of infrastructure, which the people who were going to offices, the suburban metro, they were using the BST buses and the Olas and the Ubers. That is what they were really interested, and that is how they connected with BJP. BJP's vote share in the city started growing. In 2017, that's when for the first time BJP and Shiv Sena fought separately in the BMC, and BJP's number was at par with Shiv Sena. In the 227 ward corporation, BJP got 82 seats, whereas Shiv Sena got just a bit more, that is at 84. This was also the first election which Uddhav Thackeray fought without Bal Thackeray. But by that time, BJP was already a force that was at par with Shiv Sena. And as I mentioned earlier, BJP has been catering to these urban class and upper and middle class. They were interested in the infrastructure and how they will reach their jobs and how the roads are smoother, what metro line they will be taking, what airports are getting built. And this is where Shiv Sena somewhere failed to understand the growing Mumbai population and the demographics, and this is where BJP understood the growing and the changing Mumbai. So it will be interesting to see that in 2026, when the elections will be held after a gap of nearly 4 years, how Mumbai will vote. And as I mentioned earlier, the Hindi-speaking population has been growing. Although the census was not conducted in 2021, according to some political parties and experts, the population of Marathi-speaking in Mumbai has gone down to about 30-odd%, whereas the Hindi-speaking population has grown to somewhere around 27-28%. So this will be the first election when Marathi speaking population will be getting challenged by the non-Marathi speaking population, and this will also prove crucial how the voting will happen in Mumbai. On 16th of January, that's when the results are. We will come to know how Mumbai has voted. But in this episode, I tried to give how Mumbai has changed over the years. Hope you have understood how the Mumbai's dynamics have changed. If you have more inputs to tell us, do let us know. But till that time, this is me, Purva Chitnis, signing off.